Welcome to Dub Nation, your home for all things Golden State Warriors. Highlights, hot takes, and pure Dubs energy. Join the squad. This is where champions live.
From this standpoint alone, last year they were in 10th. They didn't make the playoffs. This year they started off in 10th when they got Jimmy. They made the playoffs. I would say it worked out from that perspective. But what I'm going to say about Jimmy is, as great as Jimmy is, the playoff Jimmy thing has put Jimmy Butler in a conversation with guys that maybe are a little bit above Jimmy Butler. And sometimes the expectations of Jimmy Butler are the playoff Jimmy Butler expectations all the time. And that might not necessarily be who Jimmy Butler is. Jimmy Butler is a very talented basketball player, but he'll tell you, I'm not the most talented. I'm not the fastest. He is a smart guy. He preys on weaknesses and mistakes. We got to give credit where credit's due to Minnesota. McDaniels was on him. Ant-Man was on him. Randall was on him. He's not a shooter. He needs to get in the paint. When you get in the paint, we have the #1 shot blocker and rim protector on him. I think Jimmy Butler gave what he gave, but Jimmy Butler didn't have any more to give against that team. And that's where you see the differences between other guys and Jimmy. Because I've seen guys guard LeBron, and no matter what you do, he gets his. I've seen guys guard D-Wade. No matter what you do, he gets his. Jason Tatum, he gets his. Jaylen Brown, he gets his. Those guys get theirs no matter what you do. Jimmy Butler's not that unstoppable guy like those guys.
Okay, I hear you, but now backtrack me. What was your expectation once this trade happened? Because did it live up to the...
I was on the other side of the trade, so you want to hear what my expectation was?
Tell me.
I wouldn't give a damn what he did over there.
Oh.
I was worried about the side of the trade that we got.
Okay, fair enough.
Welcome to Hoops Insider, the pulse of NBA truth, where we tear through the noise and deliver the raw, unfiltered stories shaking the league. I'm your host, and today, we're diving into a saga that's rewriting basketball's rulebook. Jimmy Butler, at 35, is spitting in the face of every stat, every algorithm, every so-called genius who dared to call him washed. Meanwhile, the Dallas Mavericks, a beacon of hope here, crumbling into chaos, exposing a front office that's lost its soul. This isn't just a story. It's a revolution. Strap in, because we're about to unpack the drama, the data, and the defiance that's got the NBA world buzzing. Let's kick things off with the man who's shattering the NBA's obsession with numbers, Jimmy Butler. How does he keep defying the odds? Let's find out. Over the last decade, one truth has gripped the NBA like a vice. Analytics are king. Every decision roster moves, play styles, even multi-million-dollar contract shinges on cold, hard data. Your three-point percentage, your wingspan, your player efficiency, rating they're the gods of this game. This revolution was ignited by Daryl Morey, the mastermind behind Moneyball basketball. His philosophy: maximize threes and layups, banish mid-range shots to the shadow realm. In 2018, Morey's Houston Rockets took 42% of their shots from beyond the arc, racking up 65 wins and nearly toppling the Warriors' dynasty. On a spreadsheet, it's flawless. Crack the numbers, and you crack the game. But here's the brutal truth. Basketball isn't played in Excel. Enter Jimmy Butler, the rebel who laughs at your algorithms. At 35, his stats are screaming retire. In Miami this season, he averaged a pedestrian 17. 1 points, 5, 2 rebounds, and 4, 9 assists over 25 games. His three-point shooting: a dismal 23. Jabba. Effective field goal percentage: a career-low 47. 3%. Putting him in the same inefficient bucket as Russell Westbrook's worst years. By every modern metric, Jimmy's a has-been, a role player clinging to relevance. So why is he single-handedly turning the Golden State Warriors into a powerhouse? Because Jimmy Butler doesn't bow to stat sheets. He's the glitch in the NBA's matrix, exposing the cracks in this numbers-obsessed era. He's proof that data can't measure defiance, heart, or the will to win. But how is Jimmy pulling this off? Let's dive into the Warriors' miraculous turnaround and why the numbers are dead wrong. Before the 2025 trade deadline, the Golden State Warriors were a sinking ship. An 18-24 record, a visibly frustrated Steph Curry, and a fan base ready to torch the dynasty. Draymond Green's third suspension in 2 years left them leaderless. Jonathan Kuminga showed flashes but lacked consistency. Andrew Wiggins. He looked like he'd mentally checked out. The Warriors were a shell of their championship selves, and the critics were circling. Then, they pulled the trigger on a blockbuster: Jimmy Butler. The skeptics scoffed another aging star for a fading empire. They jeered. NBA 2K ranked him as the 48th best player, not even top 40. His Miami stats wouldn't get you an all-star nod in a rec league. But since Jimmy stepped onto the Chase Center floor, the Warriors have been unstoppable. They're 21-5 in games he's played, including a blistering 10-game winning streak that left Jaws on the floor. They clawed their way to the No. 4 seed in the West, a turnaround nobody saw coming. Their net rating with Butler on the court, a stellar plasot. Lou. Their defensive rating, once a pathetic 19th, skyrocketed to 7th league-wide. His number Shasholika, 4 points, 5, 7 rebounds, 4. Fem assists won't make you blink. But the impact, it's seismic. Steph Curry's shooting has roared back to life, hitting 49% from the field and 42% from 3. Draymond's playing like the defensive player of the year again. Even young guns like Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski are thriving, crediting Jimmy's relentless leadership. This isn't about analytics. This is about soul, grit, and a man who refuses to let numbers define him. Jimmy's impact is undeniable, but what makes him so special? Let's unpack the dog factor that's rewriting the NBA's script. There's something about Jimmy Butler that no stat sheet can capture. It's what I call the dog factor, that raw, unyielding fire that bends games, teams, and entire franchises to his will. Rewind to the 2020 NBA Finals. The Miami Heat were massive underdogs against LeBron James and Anthony Davis's Lakers. Then, in Game 3, they lost Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic, their second and third best players. Most would have folded. Not Jimmy. He dropped a 40-point triple-double without hitting a single three, grinding through every possession like a man possessed. In the fourth quarter, after a tough and one on LeBron, he stared down the king and growled, "You're in trouble." Let that sink in. Short-handed, outgunned, on the biggest stage, and he's trash-talking, one of the greatest ever, and he backed it up. Fast forward to 2023. As an 8th seed, Butler's Heat faced the 65-win Milwaukee Bucks, the best regular season team in the league. Jimmy didn't just compete, he obliterated them, dropping 56 points in Game 4 and leading Miami to one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. He looked Giannis in the eye and said, "I own you." That's not in the box score. That's not in per or TS%. That's the dog factor. Jimmy's always been this way. In Miami, he turned Bam Adebayo from a role player into an all-star. Tyler Herro, Max Struss, Caleb Martin, league talents became playoff heroes under his wing. Now, in Golden State, he's reviving a dynasty. In the 2025 Western Conference semifinals, down 3-2 to OKC, Jimmy dropped 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in Game 6, forcing a Game 7. He hounded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander into tough shots and carried the Warriors to the conference finals. Analytics can't measure this. It's belief. It's heart. It's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's proving that greatness transcends numbers. But across the league, a darker story's unfolding. The Dallas Mavericks are imploding. And it's time to expose the chaos. While Jimmy Butler is lifting the Warriors to glory, the Dallas Mavericks are spiraling into a nightmare. Once a Western Conference juggernaut, they're now a laughingstock, a cautionary tale of a front office that's lost its way. Luka Doncic is a generational talent, averaging a jaw-dropping 33, 9 points, 9, 2 assists, and 8, 6 rebounds in 2024-25. The Mavs should be title contenders. Instead, they're 22, 30, scraping for a play-in spot. What went wrong? Their roster is a disaster. Trading away defensive anchors like Derek Lively II and Daniel Gafford gutted their identity. In their place, a hodgepodge of one-dimensional shooters who can't guard a chair. Cooper Flagg, the No.1 pick in 2025, is a bright spot, 19. 2 points, 7, 5 rebounds, but he's 18, thrust into a pressure cooker with no support. The Mavs' net rating is a brutal 4.2, and their defense ranks a shameful 26th. Luka's frustration is boiling over. He's publicly blasted the front office, saying, "We need help." Fans are abandoning ship, and the once electric American Airlines Center feels like a ghost town. This isn't a slump. It's a catastrophe. The Mavericks chased analytics stockpiling shooters for spacing but forgot the human element. Chemistry, toughness, vision. They're the anti-Butler, proof that numbers without soul lead to ruin. The Mavericks' collapse is a stark contrast to Jimmy's rise. So, what's the bigger lesson here? Let's tie it all together. In 2025, Jimmy Butler and the Dallas Mavericks are two sides of the NBA's soul. One is a testament to defiance, proving that heart, grit, and leadership can shatter any algorithm. The other is a warning. Analytics without vision is a death sentence. Jimmy's journey from the 30th pick in a weak draft to a game-changer lifting dynasties shows us that greatness isn't a stat. It's a fire that burns through doubt, through metrics, through every odd stacked against you. The Mavericks. They're a front office that bet on numbers and lost their way, leaving Luka Doncic stranded in a crumbling empire. So, Hoops Insider Nation, hear this. Numbers don't define you. Not your GPA, not your followers, not your bank account. Like Jimmy, your value lies in your resilience, your belief, your refusal to quit. What do you think? Is Jimmy exposing the NBA's analytics obsession? Can the Mavericks recover? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more NBA truth bombs. Until next time, keep that fire alive. This is Dub Nation, where warriors never back down. Hit that like, drop a comment, and stay locked in for the next big play. Till next time, Dubs out.